You know, nearly half of the state is experiencing exceptional drought. Another third of the state is in an extreme drought. Those are alarming statistics and figures that came out yesterday in the latest weekly drought monitor map.
And this is not just in New Mexico. In fact, today leaders from 7 different states here in the West, including New Mexico, are meeting with federal water managers in San Diego, California. They're talking about the future of the Colorado River. It serves about 40 million people and unfortunately is going dry. Indian tribes and conservation groups who will also be at this meeting will let you know what they talk about. Well, the drought is now not just having an effect on us people, but on animals too. They are hungry and thirsty and leaving the wilderness for neighborhoods. The Wildlife Center in Espanola is now getting more calls from people finding wild animals in their homes, barns, and garages. In fact, someone in El Dorado found a mother bobcat here and her 4 cubs in a barn. The family is now at the Wildlife Center.
If an animal is hungry enough and needs to feed its babies, it's going to take chances it might not take otherwise. And it's going to follow its nose to where it can find water and food.
The center does say there are things that all of us can do to keep these critters away. Keep bird feeders away from your home because the seed can attract the rodents, they attract snakes, and so on and so forth. The same goes for water dishes. Any drought is still having a big effect on a popular exhibit at Albuquerque's Biopark.
Yes, hundreds of plants intended for the biopark were instead sold to the public yesterday. 800 chili and 100 tomato plants quickly sold out. They were supposed to be planted at the biopark's Rio Grande Heritage Farm, an exhibit that demonstrates old-time farming methods in the Rio Grande Valley. But because of the drought, there's just not enough water to grow the crops this year.
And so we had to make a hard decision. Did we want to water the crop field or did we want to water the orchard? So whatever water we get this summer, it's going to go to our orchards.
Now, if there is enough water next year, the crops will be planted. The produce is used in the biopark restaurant and to feed zoo animals. If you are interested in learning more about the drought that we're experiencing here in New Mexico, well, today is your chance. There is a drought workshop that is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock this morning. It goes until 5 this evening. It will be in Socorro at the County Extension Office. The address is on your screen. It's 198 Neal Avenue off of California Street. The latest big retailer to come to Albuquerque is looking to hire. Gordmans is a discount department store and plans to open up 2 new locations. For its first location on the west side near Dick's Sporting Goods, it needs to hire about 100 workers for its jobs that range from sales associates to loss prevention agents. Now, you can apply at the New Mexico Workforce Connections office off of Mountain Road from now until Saturday. Gordmans will open a second store at Coronado Center this fall.
A state district court judge who was about to be in some serious trouble for how he ran his courtroom is calling it quits. The Judicial Standards Commission says Judge William Brogan here, who's from Alamogordo, repeatedly failed to follow the rules for handling criminal cases. The commission claims a judge was not competent, fair, or impartial and wouldn't schedule hearings on Fridays or after 3:30 in the afternoon unless it was an emergency. The commission started disciplinary hearings against the judge, but he resigned first and agreed to never be a judge again. Well, 2 people accused of trying to smuggle drugs into the Metro Detention Center are getting a good look at the place because they're locked up there right now. Corrections officers say this woman, Jennifer Sanchez, tried to hide meth in the ladies' restroom at the jail's entrance while she was visiting an inmate yesterday. An officer found it and arrested her. Sanchez was supposedly with this man, John Lohman, a convicted felon, who investigators say had meth and 3 guns in his car, 2 of them loaded. He was also arrested.
Police say a man went on a drunken, sex-filled ride through the streets of Albuquerque on Memorial Day. Luis Briones, seen here, allegedly ran a red light at the intersection of Pennsylvania and Manal late Monday night and hit a car. His passenger, a naked woman, was thrown out. Police say Briones tried to run away but was caught. They believe he had been having sex with the woman while driving and had been drinking as well. Cops say a bottle of vodka, nearly empty, was found in his car. He's facing a long list of charges, including aggravated DWI. The woman had cuts on her head, but is stable at the hospital. The family of an Albuquerque man killed by his neighbors says justice is long overdue.
Yeah, it has been 2 months since Donnie Pearson shot and killed Jonathan Mitchell after reports that Mitchell was roaming that neighborhood in the middle of the night with a gun. Well, the day after the shooting, Albuquerque police said they were going to forward the case to the district attorney's office to decide on charges, but investigators still have not done that.
It's almost as if it's a shooting by a proxy. That is, instead of a cop shooting Jonathan and they had a proxy do that, it's like a wink and a nod that they gave Donnie Pearson in the murder of my son.
Police say they are done with the investigation and working on getting all the documents together. Then they're going to send the case to the district attorney. Elizabeth.
There is new life for an old Albuquerque greenhouse. Bell's Greenhouse was opened back in the early 50s. Sherry McCannley grew up visiting it and started working there in the 70s. She and her husband ended up buying it in the 80s. They moved it to Isleta Boulevard near Blake, then closed it in 2003 when Isleta was partially closed for several years during a major rebuilding project. Well, now the couple, who is in their 70s, has come out of retirement and has reopened the nursery.
We were both getting, to where we were just couch potatoes. I get so many hugs and so many people saying, "We're so glad you're back. We've missed you so much."
That is awesome. The McCannleys say they've hired a good manager so they don't have to work as hard this time around.
If you have some free time today, the Lobos softball team would love for you to spend it with them loading up trucks that are going to Moore, Oklahoma. Lobos are still collecting food, water, and toiletries, but no clothes. Charities say they have plenty of clothes to help the folks out who are devastated by that tornado last week. You can go help the Lobos anytime today or tomorrow and donate. This is from 10 to 7. Just head out to the Lobos softball field. The charities are also saying do not go to Moore, Oklahoma to try to volunteer your time there. That it's just too chaotic. They want people to go ahead and stay away from that area. And the best thing you can do, they say, is simply donate cash and it'll get to those people.
And that makes it easier on you, really, to be honest.